Coach, first off, congratulations on conference championship, a great win, and a tremendous spring.
Well, thank you. It was exciting. It was hard. We always make it hard. It felt like, it was going to be a low scoring game. We had to grind it out. Our defense played really well. Offensively, we got started really slow. Matt got hurt. Jaden came in and did a great job. I'm happy for Jaden. He needed that. He's, been sitting there and lost his job because of injury. We felt as a staff and as a team that it was best to keep Matt in there. But I really appreciate Jaden preparing hard, practicing hard, doing a great job in the meetings. Because when he stepped in, he was really well prepared and executed and got us the win.
Coach, just put it into words. I mean, being able to come here and win a conference championship in your first season here just had to be a special moment to see that for all the guys you've been coaching.
Yeah, it really was a special moment. I'm so happy for our players. The guys have worked really hard and, haven't experienced a lot of success, but I can't tell you how hard they worked in practice, how hard they prepared, how much they came together as a team. It was just a fun, season for us. And every game we had to win was a grind. It certainly hasn't been easy. There's no blowouts. There's no easy, victories. So we worked extremely hard. We had great leadership from players on the team. And I can't tell you how good a job our assistant coaches have done with getting these guys to understand football and keep getting better. And, we didn't have any spring ball. We when we first started, we were worrying about getting a first down and stopping somebody. We're really thinking about conference champions or anything like that. We were just worrying about trying to get better as a football team. And then our kids got hungry. They got a taste of success and they got hungry and improved so much on their knowledge of the game and their technique and fundamentals. And they've always played hard and competed hard, but they've improved so much as football players.
When did you know something like this could maybe be possible for these guys? I mean, you had to teach them how to win, and now they win a championship. Just when was that moment where you just like, oh, they could probably do this?
Yeah, I think it was after the UNI game. That was a very difficult task and going in there, the really good football team, a great defense. When we have a great defense, our guys play really well. They can stop things. They can take things away from the other team's offense. So we're always going to be in the game. But offensively, we started learning how to make plays under pressure and, get better and execute, run the ball. And we had 2 great touchdown passes today. That was really exciting for me to see Vic run 2 excellent routes and have the ball perfectly thrown for two huge touchdown passes. It ended up being the difference in the game.
Coach, you're obviously familiar with the history of this program, but you've got guys on your roster that have been here up to 4 years. You got fans in the stands that have been here even longer. To deliver that championship for the first time in 30 years they've seen. I mean, thinking back to your introductory press conference when you talked about wanting to win titles and everything, some people got chuckles just kind of because that's not what they're used to here. To be able to deliver on that and do it in your first year, just how important was that? Not just for you talked about that, but for those kids that were next to you and for the fans that were right behind you today.
Yeah, I mean, it was great. I can't tell you, though, to watch our players mature and get better and want to learn more, practice harder, and then get the results. And, when we won the first game at Western Illinois, the celebration in the locker room was unbelievable to me. Then we went and grinded one out at South Dakota and it even was better. And UNI was better than that. Then Southern Illinois, it was great, but today topped it off. They didn't want to leave the field. They certainly are, co-champions. And I'm really excited for our players and like I said, our assistant coaches.
Coach, obviously Matt got hurt. Did you ever, or have you heard anything about what his health status is right now? And also what went into changing the game plan to fit it best for when Jaden was at the quarterback position, and how the offense got started clicking?
Yeah, Matt's going to be okay. He did get hit. He hit his head on the guy's knee, and it was a pretty good shot. He wasn't feeling great at the end of the game. Has some concussion symptoms that certainly we got to take care of, and he's got to do a good job tonight with it. But really, Jaden, we had a plan for him. We said if Jaden goes in, this is what we're going to do. We feel like this is what he executes best, and we went right to that. And he's got a ton of reps in practice, and the great thing about Jaden is he continued to work hard and never once pouted in practice. And it's hard on him not coming back and having his starting job. There's no question about that. That's hard on competitors, but he did his teammates a real service by preparing hard, practicing hard, and paying attention in meetings and answering questions in meetings. So he was well prepared, and I'm really proud of him.
And the way he did it too. I mean, that he threw the ball out of bounds a couple of times. He made some plays with his legs. He made some really good passes. He kind of put aside some of the things he struggled with early on, and just kind of came and put together a solid game and no mistakes in the second half. And you just have to be pleased with kind of the growth that he showed as well.
Yeah, you're exactly right. I know it's hurting Jaden. When you look back at the fall games, we feel like we could have won 2 of those. And he had some errors and some mistakes in him. And he's really matured. And I think, Matt has helped him a lot with that. That's one of the reasons that Matt has had success is been able to stay calm in the pocket, not worry about the rush, make plays, take care of the ball. And I think Jaden really concentrated hard on that today and taking care of the ball, making good decisions, throwing it away, like you said, when he had to. And then when he ran hard, tucking it away. And he probably tried too hard in the games in the fall. Now he just settled down and played football and understands the quarterback's number one job is take care of the football.
How much confidence does that give you to know you've got guys like that are willing to put in the work behind the scenes and stand back and wait for their moment to come back? Matt did it early in the year when Jaden went down, and now Jaden sticks with it and gets his opportunity again. Just how much confidence does that give you to know that these guys are going to put in the work and be there when you need them?
Yeah, I mean, a lot. Nick does a great job with the quarterbacks and in the quarterback room. And, he's had a lot of success with every quarterback he's coached, from the Heisman Trophy winner to last year at Martin, to being able to guide these guys this year. And, we still really like Jake Van Dyne too. I think Jake's a really good quarterback and can wing it around. So they have a lot of competition, but they're good friends and they take care of each other and they help each other. They see things and talk about it. The maturity, I think, with Jaden and Jake has really went up since Matt's been here because he has so much experience.
You guys, you feel like you have more football. Why are you guys a playoff team?
Yeah, I don't know. We're 5-1 in the toughest conference in the country. That's about all I'll say. We'll see what happens.
So what's the plan like next week and going forward right now?
Yeah, that's another great question that I was asked 3 times after the game. And my answer was, I wasn't paying any attention. I was worrying about this game, and then we'll make a plan tomorrow and see where we're at. I really don't know if we really have a legitimate chance to get in the playoffs or we don't. I have no idea. If we do have a legitimate chance, we'll have to go out and do some things, throw the ball around, condition, lift weights. Certainly won't do any contact practice, but you have to work on your skills. So if we do get that call a week from Sunday, that we're ready to go out and practice hard.
You've always been that person to talk about controlling what you can control, talking about the game that's next. Anytime we brought up the playoffs, it was, we're just going to focus on winning this one game. Knowing that, just kind of how agonizing is it going to be over the next week to be in this moment in which, even more than any other previous year in the FCS, we have the situation where no one really knows exactly what the playoff picture looks like and who's in and who's out. And you guys are just going to have to kind of sit and wait for 8 days until you know for sure.
Yeah, I'm not going to be agonized at all. I'm going to enjoy it. This has been a grind now. Our guys have grinded. We've basically been at it since August. Had a little bit of break there. Came back January 11th and started grinding again. So we're going to enjoy it and see what happens.
What's this mean, I don't know, selfishly for you? Yeah, I mean, you were out of football for a year and you're able to come back and see the turnaround for these guys. How much has it meant to you?
A ton. I feel like I still got a lot of coaching in me and I can affect young men in a positive manner. and teach them how to, believe in themselves and excel and get the most out of their talent. So I'm really happy.
Coach, going back to the drive that Matt got hurt on, later in that drive, you had the little bit of scuffle on the sideline with Tobias in that situation. And then Jaden comes in, pops off a couple big runs, and you guys are in the end zone. Kind of like what was that drive like as a coach watching all that unfold from the sideline where you have to throw it back up in, there's a little bit of emotions, and then you end up in the end zone for the lead?
Yeah, it's one thing we have been most of the year is kind of a momentum offense. When we start rolling and get things going and get to a tempo, we've been pretty good. The penalty on Tobias kind of took us a little bit out of that for a second. Luckily, it was offsetting, and Tobias knows better than to do what he did, and it's unfortunate. He doesn't, sometimes you lose your cool, I guess, but he knows better than that. And there's no question. He's a very mature young man that's, great person and a great football player. So I feel bad for him. Fortunate for us, it was offsetting and we got 4th and 1, and we went and converted that 4th and 1. And I think that brought the momentum back, and then able to take it in and score and go in at halftime with the lead was huge.
How'd that Gatorade bath feel? I mean, it wasn't water this time, it didn't look like.
Didn't feel as good as the water, it's hot in that dome, and it's a little chilly today. So I tried to get out of the way, but I'm not as quick as I used to be.
All right, Coach, I think that's the last question. Once again, congratulations. Fantastic day for the Bears.
Thank you very much. You guys take care.
Thanks,
Congrats, Coach.
How y'all doing?
Good, Tyler. How you do? Congratulations on the great victory today, but also for leading the defense. 12 tackles, 3 tackles for loss, and a great win.
Thank y'all so much. I really appreciate it. I mean, it was in the plan. We knew what we was coming out to do. We just had to execute it.
Right on. We'll go straight into questions for you.
Tyler, just being able to come out as champions, just kind of what was that moment like when the final horn sounded and you guys were able to storm the field there?
It was really one of the best feelings ever, being that, like, even through high school, junior college, Division II, I basically played on every level and I never got to feel that. And then with our season last season, everybody knows it was hard. It's like all the work we put in, even through COVID, the fall, not having much success in the fall, and now finally, like, it's clicking for us and we getting to do everything that the coaches knew that we could do. So it's really one of the best feelings in the world.
It's been quite a journey for you. I mean, from independence to 2019 when the team kind of had its struggles, to COVID, to now you get your first ever chance to kind of celebrate as a champion. Just for you personally, this journey you've been on to this moment, just how special was it?
One thing I'll say is it was very emotional, because I know for me, I'm a very emotional person. Like throughout the week, like through practices, you could ask all the coaches, they know. So I mean, like, I felt like it was like, okay, on the verge of crying, but at the same time, it was like, I knew I got to keep it together, because I felt like on the way it would have been selfish, like, okay, he did it by himself, but it's a team effort. So my thing was, let me go find my boys, celebrate with them, because I've been through it with them since day one.
The coaching staff, I mean, it was a change of coaching staff for you guys, but what have they done to just kind of get you to this point? Because, I mean, a lot of you guys were carryovers to this team, but they just got the most out of you. And what was it about?
They really got us, like, honestly, to buy into the system more. I feel like last season, it was more like, okay, let me be individual. Let me do what I got to do for myself to get to the NFL, to do this, do that. Because I know for me, I'll have games where I have 2 tackles, 3 tackles, maybe even 1 tackle. But at the end of the day, I know the man next to me, they doing their 111 and they're going to eat. I feel like it's more of a family. Like, it's so much love around here with Coach P, with Coach Beard, Coach Johnson. I know even if it's not about football, I'll learn life lessons. And if I have a problem in, like, my everyday world, like just anything going on, I know I can call them. And that's what you want to buy into. And on day one, they literally told us, if you want to accomplish something, you can do it with us. So they made it, let it be known, like, if you want to make it to the league, you bust your butt, and we're going to do everything in our power to make sure that you can get there. And I feel like everybody's loving that, everybody's buying in, and we believe that we can do it.
So is there any other differences between the team that you were on last year and the team this year, just besides buying in? Is there anything else you can think of other than buying in that makes this team so much different than last year's team?
I mean, I don't really know how to answer that question, honestly, because I feel like everybody wanted it, but you got to show that you want it. We walk out with a different swagger during the games now. You can see it. You can see we going on the defense. Because I'll catch myself looking at linemen, looking at running backs, and you can see in their eyes like, okay, I don't want it. We walk on the sideline, we like, yeah, they don't want it. They don't want it more than us. And we go out there and show it. We just run around, hit people, and we're going to let you be known that, like, our presence is there. So take it how you want. We're going to run through your face.
It's been over 3 decades since since this program's been able to call itself champion, and I'm getting seeing all these tweets from alumni just saying how incredible it is for you guys to be the one to be able to do it. Just how incredible of a feeling is that to put kind of to be able to call Missouri State a football champion?
Okay, so this is a crazy story, and I'm happy you actually brought it up because when I was in high school, it's kind of like the same situation, and I never got to feel that. Well, I had 2 younger brothers, and they actually won state championships, and they ended up going back to back. So like now I'm basically in their shoes, and I learned from them. It was like, okay, let me be happy for them, and now I'm getting my blessings and feeling the same way that they felt. So like everybody who bust their butt came through the Missouri State program, like they've been like so supportive, being like where we were and like where we are now. So I mean, it's just a great feeling. Like I'm so happy right now. It's crazy.
You say that you might not be done quite yet. You got kind of an exciting but agonizing next week until we find out who's actually in the playoff. I'm sure you guys view yourselves as a team that deserves to be in the playoff, but just how badly do you kind of want to keep that good feeling going you're talking about and get some more football in?
Honestly, I feel like at this point, it's just in God's hands. We did all we can do. I feel like we shouldn't be penalized for the first 3 games. It was really Coach P and everyone's first time being here. And I feel like if they let us in the playoffs, like teams gonna regret it. We gonna make some people sad, and that's just how it's gonna be. So you give us that shot, and it's on. I'm just saying, no more needs to be said.
All right, Tyler, congrats on a big game, man. I guess
Thank you. I really appreciate
it.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Congrats, Tyler.
All right, we'll get Jaden in here now to close things out. All right, Jaden joins us now. Congratulations on a big win, and
Thank you.
3 consecutive touchdown drives with you at the helm, and that had to feel really good to get back out there.
Yes, sir, it did. It meant a lot knowing that we could score fast and just execute the game plan, really. That's all it meant. Just go out, play fast, play free, and play loose, really. Do it with coach.
Jaden, they decided to go with Matt, and I'm sure that had to be really hard for you to see as a young quarterback. But to come in there and step up with the conference championship on the line and be able to lead them on scoring drives, just how much did that mean to you? Just kind of getting that moment for yourself.
Really, I can say it just was really just me being able to like stay ready at all times, because you never know what playing this game, you never know when your number is going to be called. So in my head, in the back of my mind, I just told myself, just stay ready. You never know when your number is going to be called. And when my number was called, I just stepped up and executed what I was coached, really.
You've been on quite the journey to get here through all the jumping around you've had to do to get that moment where you get to celebrate with this group and this team here and celebrate that championship. Just how much does that mean to you?
It means a lot, really. Just being able to come together as a team is really just like a process, really. Just starting in the fall, how we started out slow, just being able to learn the system, learning how to be coachable, and just learning how to win, really. And it just shows today and throughout our season, just learning how to win, be coachable, and just learning how to finish games. And it's just all a team effort. Once we learned it was a team effort to win, we just go from there. We just learn to play together, just work like jail.
You found DeMaurier for 2 touchdowns today. I remember back in the fall, he was talking to me about going out after practices with you and working on timing and routes like that.
Yes,
How's
sir.
your guys' relationship grown over this season and over like winter break in the fall and stuff like that?
We just put in a lot of work, really. Just put in a lot of work day in, day out, make sure we know each other's timing, where we make sure that we know where our receivers need to be, and they know that we're on the same page at the same time.
Just that relationship you have with Coach Petrino, it brought you here. It had you committed to Louisville at one point. And to be able to do this with him in year one, he believed in you to be able to help deliver this. Just how much does that relationship mean to you? And did he say anything to you in the last about an hour ever since being able to help him win a championship?
Yeah. He told me it just feels great to be a champion, don't it? Because after the game, I was crying like tears of joy because like this is really like my first championship that I played in and like actually won besides middle school, which that doesn't count. This one counts, but just like their relationship and like just that bond over the time of like leading it up into this year, it just meant a lot to me, just knowing that he's able to, like, he can count on me at any moment to put me in and go out and execute and do what I'm coached to do.
Go into those emotions. I mean, you bring up that you were in tears, just being able to do this. I mean, it's you know the history of Missouri State and everything,
Yes,
and it's been a long time since something like this has happened, and you were able to help deliver for it. Just take me through some of those emotions and why you would have those.
Really, it's just like, it's just an exciting feeling, really, just knowing that you went in, you put in all the work. We put in a lot of work day in, day out with the preparation and practice and just going about how we take on practices. We just know to execute each and every day, that we go out and practice at a fast pace. So those emotions just ran high for me because we put in a lot of work, a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into what we're doing, and it's finally paying off.
And we saw the improvement from you today. Just some of the things that you might have struggled with in the fall or struggled with at the early part of the year. I mean, you're throwing the ball away when you're in trouble. You're making the right reads. You're hitting some good passes. Just to be able to show that growth when a championship's on the line, just how much did that mean just to see that happen?
Really, when games are like this on the line, when games like this are on the line, anything can happen at any moment. So my idea was just to be able to take care of the ball and get our team to victory. And that's what happened today. We got a team victory.
Now you gotta feel like you're a playoff team, right? How's that gonna be over the next week for you?
We really don't know much about it, but we know that in order to get into the playoffs, we know that we had to win this game for sure to secure our spot. So we're just gonna wait until next week to what we hear, and then just go from there and prepare for our next opponent.
All right, Jaden, looks like that was your last question. Congratulations again on a great win, and good luck in the playoffs, we hope.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all.